out of the way about the Gaza genocide and its support from the West and within Israel, the broader media system that allowed it to happen, let's now return to Ethan's video. In the content nuke, you can find just about every type of what we just looked at in terms of manufacturing consent. Ethan spreads atrocity propaganda. He shares the Hamas mass rape hoax, the same hoax that was used by the Western.
Yeah, not only does he do that, but then he also he's calling you a terrorist on live again. Yeah, dude. None of that is going to make people look at him like a fucking normal human being, okay? Everyone can see what the fuck is going on. People in his immediate circle can see what the fuck is going on. His fan base can ask themselves over and over again, why is it that we have the most unlikely allies? Why is it that, like, it's people like Keemstar or Joey Salads or the Quartering that's defending Ethan? Why is no one else defending Ethan? Why are no liberal progressives defending Ethan? On that position, at that point, if you are a member of his audience, okay, you have two options: to reconsider what Ethan is saying thus far and potentially realize that maybe, just fucking maybe, he's been lying to you, okay, and everyone else can see it, and even if they don't say anything about it, that's because they're worried about the fucking fan base coming after them, okay, in vicious ways. Or maybe you're just right-wing now, and you're going to be right-wing, okay? Yeah. Ethan Klein is promoting Joey Salads wore a Nazi armband to a Trump rally, claiming it was a prank, and Quartering defends Hitler. Ethan Klein wants to deplatform pro-Palestinians who are not anti-Semitic on the basis of being anti-Semitic, falsely claiming that they're anti-Semitic, while simultaneously fucking hyping up actual anti-Semites. And at no point does anybody go in his fan base go, hold up. Why is it that it's like Asmongold, Destiny, Dan Saltman, Destiny's second in command, Elon Musk, all of these people that are seemingly on his side, Joey Salads, Quartering, Keemstar, why is it that it is people like this that are defending Ethan Klein? Perhaps we might be on the wrong side of this. There's never been a fucking moment where I've defended the likes of the obvious Holocaust denier, anti-Semite, what's his face from Fresh and Fit, the federal agent one. Okay, I'm not running around cozying up to fucking dipshits like this because I think it's heinous. I think it's heinous to fucking be an anti-Semite and a Holocaust denier. I think it's disgusting. You have an agenda. Your agenda is to undermine Jewish people, make Jewish people feel less safe. And you're using a genocide as a fucking backdrop to this. It is psychotic. Ethan Klein allies are Elon Musk, Keemstar, Asmongold, Destiny, The Quartering, The ADL, Tim Pool, Ian Miles Chong, Brianna Wu, Libs of TikTok, Sneeko, XUC, Richie Torres, Nelk Boys, Dan Saltman, Drew Pavlov, Lolly VTubers, Lonerbox, Steiny, Joey Salas, Daniel Silva, Yoav Galant, Sloptubers, Mudahar, Willie Mac Show, Nicholas DeOrio. At some point, you got to be like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on here? What the fuck is happening? And this is not for Ethan. He obviously is not going to recognize it. But for members of his audience, like, I know at a certain point, you got to be asking yourself, like, why the fuck is it that all of the worst villains are the only people that are speaking out in defense of Ethan's, like, insane defense of Israel and his constant fucking smears against pro-Palestinian content creators? Why is it?
Western media, the US government, and the Israeli government to justify a genocide. He cites the same sources that these parties cite when they go on stage to legitimize more military killing machinery shipments to Israel.
And October 7, last year, Hamas committed horrific acts of sexual violence. Cheryl, I thank you for all your work to bring to light the horrors of this issue and for your film about what happened on October 7.
In his video, Ethan spreads overt misinformation, just straight up lies about Hezbollah and Ansar Allah, or the...
Yeah, he said that every single person that died in the fucking civil war in Syria was through bombing campaigns that Hezbollah had, implying that Hezbollah actually had fucking like fighter jets that were dropping bombs on Syria. Like they killed everybody in Syria. That was all Hezbollah. What a psychotic, like what, you didn't even scratch the surface. Like you didn't even dignify your fucking audience with like basic information. That's insane. Like how do you put that out there after months and months of like putting together a fucking video? He did it today too, and AB fact checked them. AB disputed Ethan Klein's claim that Hezbollah has killed far more Muslims than the IDF. Ethan won't believe it. He claims he's done extensive research and Hezbollah killed 500,000 Syrians.
I'm not trying to have a back and forth, but I think it's fair to say the IDF has definitely killed more
than Hezbollah.
I mean, if you want to...
Hold on. You think the IDF killed more Muslims than Hezbollah?
Are you talking about who you think is responsible or just killed in general?
As a group.
I thought you said...
I said Hezbollah has killed a shit more load of Arabs than the IDF has. You're saying that's not true?
Yes, it's not true. It is false. It is objectively a falsehood. What the fuck are you saying? Why is nobody in his fucking audience going, yeah, man, I don't think that's correct, actually? Like, is no one Googling anything at this point? What the fuck is happening?
Because Hezbollah is credited with about 500,000 deaths.
Time without an OVO. All the lies of mass sexual abuse have the effect of undermining real testimonies like the one Amit Susana gave last year, let alone thousands of Palestinian testimonies from the horrific Israeli prison system. It's the colonial hierarchy of information. The first storytellers are always the colonizing military. Then defectors from the power are heard, i.e. BTS local call. At the very bottom of the list are native inhabitants who, by design, are already under the rubble. Speaking of the one of the 12 anti-Zionist Israeli Jews in the chat, Time Without an OVO is back. We were just talking about the number of anti-Zionist Jews in Israel. Anyway, yeah, anti-Zionist Jewish Israelis living in Israel. Not OVO. Time without an OWO.
In Syria.
Let's ask our friend ChatGPT.
I've looked into this pretty extensively. Okay. Hezbollah is significantly.
Yeah. No, totally.
Are you reading something contradictory, AB?
Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT says, overall, due to the scale of frequency of IDF operations over decades, they have likely caused more Muslim casualties than...
Like, what are we talking about? It's not even a likelihood. What do they mean? You can't attribute the entirety of the death toll of the Syrian civil war to fucking Hezbollah. What the hell? What are you talking about? They had Russian air forces bombing fucking cities, dude. What are you talking about? Do you think Hezbollah has fucking airplanes? If Hezbollah had airplanes, I doubt they would be fucking using it in Syria. They would be using it in Tel Aviv, okay? Tel Aviv. The fuck?
Hezbollah.
No shot. Hold on. What was the question you asked it?
Hezbollah versus IDF, who has killed more Muslims?
Ask if it's including the Syrian civil war. I mean, that makes no sense. I've literally fact-checked this 1,000,000 times.
No, he hasn't. There is 0% chance he's fact-checked this. As a matter of fact, people have fact-checked his statement. People have fact-checked his statement, like Bad Empanada fact-checked his statement. There is 0% chance that he has not encountered a single fucking person even on accident. I have fact-checked his statements. I fact-checked his statements while he was covering me live, as a matter of fact. So there is no world in which he is completely oblivious to this reality, okay? There is no way. He has to be fucking omitting this detail deliberately.
I feel like. How many?
They both suck. They're both fucking terrible.
No, what do you mean? They both suck is like such a fucking cop-out. Ethan made a erroneous claim. He made a ridiculous claim. He said Hezbollah has killed more Muslims than the IDF. This claim is untrue. It is categorically untrue. Okay? You can't turn around and be like, oh, both sides are pretty shitty, I think. That's ridiculous. What the fuck?
That's
Yep.
How many
That's
Muslims
that, you know?
have-
Killing is horrible.
It doesn't really matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Of course it fucking matters. You can't say it doesn't matter. Yeah, once you realize that you're wrong, you're like, oh, okay. He used this table as evidence in his video, and literally at the top, it says all the following totals include civilians, rebels, and government forces at the top. Ridiculous. How is anybody not reading this if they're progressive? How is anybody not seeing the real problem is black on black violence that nobody talks about? Because that's what he's doing here. He's literally going, nobody talks about black on black violence, by the way. Like, that's it. That's what he's doing. But instead, he's like, oh, but it's Muslim on Muslim violence. There's a real fucking problem here. Oh, my God.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean,
if we trust ChatGPT on this one, I don't know. It says that since 1984 IDF, the number ranges from approximately 91,000.
It's funny they use ChatGPT as a true source. If they just type, is Hassan Piker anti-Semitic? ChatGPT says, I'm not aware of any credible evidence or consensus among reputable sources indicating that Hassan Piker is anti-Semitic. In Piker's case, he has consistently repudiated anti-Semitism and hate speech in general. Yeah. Hezbollah involvement in the civil war has been substantial since the beginning of the armed insurgency phase. God, the fucking Syrian civil war is so insane in terms of like the belligerents. Jesus Christ. It's wild because like with the exception of a couple militancies, almost all of it is either directly or indirectly funded by the United States of America, either by way of Turkey and NATO training and NATO forces, or directly funded by America, by the CIA. He checked it 1,000,000 times. He knows Hassan is anti-Semitic. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me finish this fucking video. How does this end?
To over 115.
well, listen. Yeah, and Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much.
What? Oh, did he fucking button? No.
Well, listen. Yeah, and
Approximately 91,000 to over 115.
Hezbollah in Syria killed double the amount of 91,000, as in 180,000, 182,000 minimum. He's saying that Hezbollah killed 182,000 people in Syria, minimum. Holy fuck. Oh. What Ethan means by research and fact-checking is that he saw the false talking point on Destiny subreddit, then took a screenshot of the wiki page on the Syrian civil war. It's difficult to believe that a grown man can be this invested in a subject he knows nothing about. You'd think if you're going to spend this much time talking about something, then you would at least do some basic research. Ethan has been fact-checked many times on this false understanding of the Syrian civil war casualties, but he still very confidently repeats this nonsense. It's so important. It is also important to note that for many who don't know, there were many factions fighting in Syria, and many were part of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or adjacent groups. Some of the groups Hezbollah fought are currently carrying out mass killings of minorities with nobody to defend them. Ugh. Jesus Christ, dude.